welcome back to my channel. My name is Adora and you are currently watching AdoraHack. I'm trying to do this thing where I have a catchphrase. I don't want to say pick up line because I'm not trying to toast anybody, but like I'm trying to do this thing where I have a catchphrase and I'll be trying different things. So if you like any of the catchphrases I've dropped in my most recent videos, please let me know the one you like and I can start doing that. Or you can actually just put a comment below of a catchphrase that you think would make sense for me to be saying at the beginning of my videos, and I'll put that into consideration. So in this video I'm doing something I actually haven't done before and I'm kind of excited to do it, and I have like a whole different look because I don't think anybody on this channel has seen me on fringe before, and I was feeling so excited, so like the whole energy is like into the video. I'm doing a first time tag. I've never done this before. And this is going to be fun, you know. I'm going to walk you people through some of my first time experiences, and this is going to be fun, and I'm going to tell you stories. But most of the things I'm going to talk about are going to be tech related. Well, some non-tech things, but most of them are going to be tech related. So stick around. I'm sure that you are definitely going to enjoy this video. And also, one thing I want to say, if you like this background that I'm using to shoot, if you like my new current setup, please let me know and I'll put more effort into shooting videos like this for you guys. So yeah, let's get right into the video. So the first thing is my first job. Okay, so my first job, I don't actually know, because my first job was as a freelancer. Like before I actually started doing proper 9-to-5 jobs, I was doing a lot of freelance gigs while I was still a student. So if that's not a job, then let me move on to my first actual 9-to-5. My first actual 9-to-5 was in 2016. That was my internship as a software developer in an advertising agency, and it was an experience that I just learned to adjust to, because I am not by design, like the way God created me, you get, I am not by design someone that cares about visual design, if that makes sense. You get what I did there? But yeah, because it was an advertising agency, I spent most of my time creating landing pages, beautiful websites for different clients, and that wasn't the kind of engineer that I wanted to be, because I actually wanted to be doing like I wanted to be, you know, building Android apps that like I would be thinking about, oh, how would I manage states, how would I manage memory. Part of me also wanted to be like a back-end engineer where I think about like a lot of things, like, okay, how do I scale this, how do I do this, how do I do that. But in that place I wasn't doing that. I was just more, you know, front-end focused. I loved the place, I loved the people there, I loved the culture of the place, but like I just didn't see myself there long term. And for me, because of like it was an internship and it was like a school internship, and I got like other places to do my internships, but I didn't think I wanted to do any of my internships in there because I had like 2 other places. My dad helped me get some place, and I also got some places myself, but most of those places were on the island and I lived on the mainland. And I had heard just, I hadn't started working at the time, but I had heard just about traffic and I did not want to start suffering. So yeah, I chose this because it was on the mainland and it's my first job. It's not the engineering job I wanted to do, but it's not anything that I regret because it brought me to where I am now. My first programming language would be Visual Basic, like since Bembo, since I was really small and I was using Visual Basic to do most math stuff, you know, but that's where I started from. My first laptop was a Dell Inspiron. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right, and I don't remember the brand exactly, but if I find a picture I would insert it in this video. I got that laptop in 2009. I was still in secondary school at the time, and yeah, that was actually before that all I had access to was like the desktop in the house, or when I go and bully my dad for his own laptop. But that was my own first, like that was my first personal laptop. It was a Dell Inspiron. It was white. I remember that it was white. My first project, I'm going to talk about my first project that I didn't get paid for. So the first, I don't want to talk about like the freelance websites that I help people like build or whatever, but like the first project that I actually wasn't paid for, that there's no contract, you know, that if I say it's here now, nobody will come and arrest me, was actually a school project. It was the first programming project I ever took. Let me not say took seriously, but it was different from everything else I was used to, because I mean, okay, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you have those websites, everybody go. But like this was quite different for me because I had to think about a lot of things, and I had to read a book on information retrieval. I can never forget that, because I was supposed to be building a local search engine, and it was supposed to be able to crawl through like all the different files on my computer to like retrieve files that had a particular word that I searched for. Imagine the Windows Start menu basically, but as an app, right? So we built that. It was a team effort actually, but that was like my first project. I don't know if it's on my GitHub today, because one of my course mates reached out to me recently to even ask if I had some of the things. I think maybe the question of the project or one of the files or something. So I don't know if it's on GitHub, but I can check, and if it is, I would want to leave a link below just so that somebody can go there and look at how I was writing code in that time and just laugh at me, because this was 2014. It was about 2014 or 2015 or so, I don't remember, but like just so that you can look at how I was writing code then and laugh, because even me, I'm sure if I see that code, I will laugh. The first IDE I ever used was Notepad++. I don't even know if I'm going to call that an IDE. I don't know whether I should say, see, in that time I was doing like a lot of things at the same time. I know I used Eclipse, yeah. I know I was constantly using Visual Studio, and I know I used Notepad++ before I moved on to Sublime, and I moved on to Brackets, and then I moved on to Atom, and then now I'm using VS Code, and VS Code is my baby for life, and I don't know if I would ever move beyond, except something else amazing happens, you know, but I don't know if I would ever move beyond VS Code right now. But I think my first IDE, since we're saying IDE, my first IDE was Visual Studio. My first text editor, right, was Notepad++. My first internet activity, I don't know, I don't remember. I've been on the internet since Mbembu. I've been on the internet since the beginning of time. Well, that's a lie, because at the beginning of time the internet did not exist, but I've been on the internet for a really long time. And I think my first internet activity would be probably MSN. Encarta wasn't on the internet. I think Encarta was on your local computer, but I think you had to connect to the internet to do some Encarta quizzes. I don't really remember, but I can add Encarta as well. MSN Messenger, Yahoo Messenger, High Five, MySpace. I was also doing what do they call this thing? So there was this music downloader, I don't know what to call it, yeah, but it was called Ares. That's how I used to get songs that time. And it also had a chat room, but I never went to the chat room because I didn't know anybody to go and chat with there. Like, what am I looking for there? But yeah, I used to use Ares. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce it right, but I used to use that a lot for my music. And that's actually one of the things that actually made music, well, that's and TRL, which is like a totally different discussion, but like two things that actually made music become like an integral part of me growing up. My first ever mobile phone was a BlackBerry Bold 5. I started using mobile phones late. Like my first ever mobile phone, I got it in 2012 and it was a Bold 5. I had just left secondary school and my dad is like, finally, you're done with your WAEC. Now you can stop singing in my ear and I can buy you a phone. So he bought me a Bold 5. I can't forget that. But my first social media or IM app ever for me, like I said, would be one of them. High Five, MySpace, MSN Messenger, Yahoo Messenger, you know, in that family. I don't remember which exactly because I got into all of them at the same time. but definitely it was one of them. My first Instagram post. So my first Instagram account I have turned to a business account. So I don't remember my first post on that account, but my first Instagram post on my new personal Instagram account was just a picture of me in 2015 in Unilag Love Garden wearing all white. I actually posted that picture on Twitter a few days ago, and I'm going to find somewhere on this screen to just paste it so that y'all can see my first YouTube video, which was a little over a year ago, because that's when I joined YouTube. It was just a video of me introducing what this channel is going to be about, and looking at this video, or rather I'm shooting this video and knowing how I'm going to edit this video, obviously, and looking at that video, I see why they say, like, you know, always look back, always try and be better than the person that you were yesterday. Because looking at that video now, the video was poor, the audio was so messed up because I did it in a restaurant, so I had to do a voiceover when I was trying to edit, and I couldn't get the exact words and say the exact way I said it. So when you watch that video, you can tell that there's something wrong with the audio. Like, compared to what you're currently watching now, I think I've gone a long way, and I think I've come a long way, and I believe that there's still like a lot, like there's still room for a lot of improvement for me, and I'm not stopping, and I'm excited about it. My first tweet. So again, this is not my first Twitter account. I opened my first Twitter account in 2009, and Twitter blocked me 2 years ago because I updated my birthday. And apparently there was a Twitter law that you should be more than 13 to use Twitter, and I wasn't 13 at the time I opened the account, so Twitter blocked me. And then I had to open a new account, and then my first tweet was, if I have the energy to find it, I'll find it and put it. But my first tweet was me just basically announcing that, hey everybody, Twitter has blocked me, so please follow me here, something along that line, obviously. Yeah. The first meetup I attended, was it wasn't a meetup, it was kind of like a hackathon thing. It was a Google Mobile Speed hackathon thing where they were, like, you know, telling us why, like, it's important to optimize your website for, like, why it's important to optimize your website, and I remember that day, like, we spoke about PWAs, and then they talked about PWAs. PWAs were like the thing in that time. This was, I think, in 2018. Yeah, I think this was in 2018. I remember going for it, and I met some people there, and then, like, that was one meetup, and I didn't go for, like, the next one till, like, maybe 7 months after. And that meetup self, I went for it because I was still working in the advertising agency at the time. I went for that meetup because my manager at the time said that I had something to do with work, and that I should go and learn this, and I should go and do this, and then come back, and you get now. So that was why I actually went for it. It was more like a work assignment than an actual meetup. But that was the first meetup that I went for. The first framework that I ever used, I don't remember the one I used first. It's between ASP.NET and Laravel. And Angular, yes. But I know that I used all of them around the same time, which was 2016. Is Angular a framework or a library? See, y'all need to get your shit together and not confuse me. But I shall know that I used ASP.NET, I used Laravel, and I used Angular in the same year, which was 2016, but I don't know the one that I used first. My first pull request experience. My first pull request was to a company that I was working for. I want, like, freelance contract type thing. Wasn't so scary, you know, submit pull request here, somebody has a few comments, and you know why you did something the way you did it, so you argue and you beat it with your chest that this is why you did it. Sometimes it passes, sometimes people are very opinionated and they're like, okay, this is a better way, and sometimes it's actually a better way. So, you know, you take a step back and you go do the correction, and then some few iterations, your PR is merged, everyone is happy. So yeah, my first pull request was just like basic, really. Submit pull request, it got accepted, and I moved on. The first YouTuber I subscribed to, I don't remember who it was exactly. It's either between Jenny Jenkins, Tony Olaoye, and Patricia Bright. I don't remember who I subscribed to first, but it was one of them. And I think these are really amazing ladies, by the way. I think Jenny Jenkins now goes by Beauty by JJ or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, my first favorite cell phone. So the cell phone I loved first, even before I could get a cell phone, was I think it was that Nokia N95 or N93. If I find the picture, I'll put it here. But I really liked that phone. That was my first favorite phone, because I'm like, what? Can you do this on the phone? Really? So yeah, for me, it was kind of like a big deal. Yeah, that was my first favorite phone. And my brother had the phone. So I just, like, you know, when you're on first name basis with something you like. So the first decision that I took in my life was the secondary school that I went to. I remember when I was done with primary school, I took a lot of secondary school exams. Like, I took a bunch of exams. I took a lot of schools. I took Corona, I took NCIC, I took Vivian Fowler. I've done all the exams, and then it was time for me to actually choose the school that I was going to go to. And that was the first choice that I actually made by myself in my life. And I think that choice actually shaped a lot of, like, was part of the reasons why, like, my life is the way it is today. I think, like, if I had gone to a different school, I would have had a different experience, and my life would have turned out differently. Different could be good different, but I guess we'll never know. But I believe that that's one of the biggest decisions I made, and that was one of the earliest decisions I made as well, that shaped a lot of things going forward from then on. First app I check in the morning has to be Twitter, because for me, apart from the fact that I'm active on Twitter, and Twitter is just where I go and banter, and anyhow anybody feels, they'll be okay last. For me, I go on Twitter, and the first thing I do is actually go on trending. Like, I want to see who's trending, what happened while I was asleep, what's currently going on in Nigeria, what's currently going on in the world. So for me, it definitely has to be Twitter. Yeah. My first debugging experience, I actually don't remember, but I'm sure it was probably in school with one of the school projects that I had, or one of the freelance projects that I was doing while I was in school. But I've had so many debugging experiences that were terrible. Some yielded fruits, some did not yield, and I just left it, and then somebody else helped me out. But I don't remember my first one exactly. My first talk as a developer, the first talk that I gave was at GDG Ajaz Dev Fest. I remember GDG Ajaz first ever Dev Fest. That was their first meetup ever, and it was, I think, November 2018. Dev Fest came first. See what I did there? I'm on fire! What? So yeah, Dev Fest came first. Yeah, I'm so excited. I don't know why. So yeah, Dev Fest came first, and that was my first talk as a dev. I've asked myself 20 first time questions in this video, and I'm challenging any other software engineer, software developer, YouTuber to do the same and post a video like this. I will be glad to watch your video, and I would enjoy your video, and I hope you enjoyed mine. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you liked it, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up, and please make sure that you are subscribed to me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment for real, because what this helps YouTube know is that people actually like this video, and then it will recommend it to more people, and more people would watch the video. The channel would grow, and I would be happy and more motivated to shoot more videos like this and my other career and tech videos for you guys. Like I keep saying, you know, liking is free, commenting is free, all of that stuff is free, subscribing is free. Please do it for me. I rhymed again. Hey, yes, please do it for me. I would really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all so much, and I would see you in another video. Bye.